Good afternoon. Is it afternoon? Hey, it is. It's afternoon. Brothers, sisters, heathens, and goats. It's Revelation 20, verse 9. That came across my mind when I was watching that video I posted about this morning. I don't know. I think that's the video I'd seen because it was only 3 days ago. Like I say, I've been checking the world out, see what's going on with the world. I was watching that this morning. I took me a couple of notes. Watched a couple. Well, watched it back through. But I paused a few times. Let me see. Let's look at Revelation 20, verse 9, real quick. And this is in the Torah, corrupt Jewish version, Catholic Justified version, corrupt Jesuit version. We're going to talk about them later, too. And voting. Revelation 20, verse 9 in the Torah, Mosaic Law. You know. And they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about. The beloved city, and fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. All right, in previous Bible studies, Matthew 5:14, he calls us a city. I ain't saying we are this city, but he calls us a city, you know. And apparently they're going to encompass it, whatever. I don't know. Is it spiritual? Is it physical land? We're going to get to that. And then went, okay, who is they? We know who they is. Verse 8, the previous verse. And we'll have to go a previous verse before that because we're going to have to find out who this is. Uh-oh, here we go. And when the 1,000 years is loosed, Satan shall be loosed out of expired. Wow. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Okay, Satan's loose. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. Wow. Wow, that just made more sense to me what we're going to get on here in a little bit. Thank you, my Lord. All right, that's going to tick some people off. Well, hey, buckle up, Buttercup. I've read some stuff in the Word of God that made me upset, but you know what? There's two things I could do about it. Nothing and get over it. Three things and accept it. You can get over it and not accept it. There's three things you can do about it. Sitting here looking at the camera, making like you can see me. Three things you can do: nothing, get over it, and accept it. Now, the number of whom is at the sand of the sea, that just, oh, thank you, Mama. All right. Gather them to battle, and it's just four quarters, and gather him an army. You know, he's gathering him an army. Who's the God of war? Wow, thank you, Lord. Who taught their hands to war? We heard that in a song, didn't we? We also heard Leviathan mentioned in a song. All right. All right. They encompass the camp of the saints about the beloved city. Is it a physical city or a spiritual city or both? We'll get to that. This is just something I'm trying to piece together. You know, I went out and looked at the world here. Now I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna mute my side because I'm gonna have to, because I don't think the share works. I don't know how it works. YouTube's been total butt, man. Total. It's ridiculous, man. All right. Let me get over here. Add that one. Hey, begin. All right. I got some timestamps on here. We're going to watch a little bit of it. We're going to watch from the beginning. Might skip up a little bit, but from the beginning up to the 2-minute and 40-second mark, give or take, you know. Then got a few more timestamps. Now, let me mute my side. Wow, it's going to be a pain in the butt, but Lord, keep my mind clear. All right, here we go.
How's it going out there, everybody? Hope everybody out there's doing great, staying safe, and staying out of trouble. Well, folks, I think we're being played. It's all very confusing. There's a lot of different information going different directions depending on which way you look. And we're going to get into all that right here in this video.
Good evening, team friends. Greg and Liz here with you. So, as tensions grow between the state of Texas and the federal government over our southern border, a convoy of protesters from Virginia are making their way through Louisiana. In fact, they're here right now.
Yeah, the convoy is hoping to make it to the border by the end of the week, and they're picking up support along the way. The whole situation has Congress at odds, and more than half of states, including Louisiana, are siding with Texas over their efforts to secure the border.
Back here at home, protesters have gathered in Denham Springs to greet that convoy as they continue their trip to the border. Our Chris Rosado has spent part of the evening there with them. Chris, what are we expecting out of this tonight?
Yeah, well, the group's calling themselves God's Army and says this whole convoy is part of a week-long protest against President Biden's border policies, where so far in the first quarter of 2024, more than 750,000 migrants have crossed the border illegally. So folks here tonight say
Well, YouTube's part of YouTube. Okay, now, God's Army. They are part of God's Army. Now, let me see if I can back it up to where he said that. All right, that fella right there. You can't see it, but yeah, you can. All right, that fella right there. He called it God's Army. Now, we're going to get into this convoy of truckers. Now, if the wheels ain't turning and the trailer's empty, well, how you making your truck payment, insurance payment? Every trucker knows this. How you making your house payment? How you feeding your family back at home if the wheels ain't turning? How you living? How's your family living? All right, that out of the way. This convoy of truckers is God's Army. Okay. Oh, he's against Biden. We're gonna get into all that. They call themselves God's Army. Remember Revelation 20, verse 9? There we go. I was like, huh? Hey, let me meet my side. Here we go.
Trip to the border. Our Chris Rosado has spent part of the evening there with him. Chris, what are we expecting out of this tonight?
Yeah, well, the group's calling themselves God's Army and says this whole convoy is part of a week-long protest against President Biden's border policies, where so far in the first quarter of 2024, more than 750,000 migrants have crossed the border illegally. So folks here tonight say they hope this convoy will help shed light on the ongoing situation at the border. What started in Virginia led to Jacksonville, Florida, and now the convoy's making their way here to Denham Springs.
God's Army is taking off to the border to protect the border of America. Remember Revelation 20, verse 9. God's army has gathered, and they're going to protect the border. What is the border? The border between Mexico and America. What is Mexico and America? Countries. What are countries? Land. Land. Dividing land. They're national borders. They're a land. Area 51, Tomb of Jesus Christ. We're going to get to that later. All right. They left. Now, I heard this. And I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. They left Virginia. Don't know where. Could have been around the DC area. Let's go. They left from DC. I'm not going to a map of the country. I've been there many times. Came from well, three directions: south, north, and west. And northwest and south, northeast and southeast. Yeah, I came up Virginia from all directions except from the waters. I've been in North Carolina and came to the land anyway. You're leaving the DC area and you're going to Texas. This is reversed. DC, Texas. Probably. I don't know how you're seeing it. I don't know. You go to Jacksonville. Are you paying attention? You're in DC. Let's say that. You're going to Texas. And you go to Jacksonville. Then over to Texas. Well, I've been to Jacksonville. Used to go to Jacksonville every week. Used to come home roughly Friday. Monday morning, I'm heading back to Jacksonville every week. I was in, here's Virginia, here's Texas. I was in North Carolina going to Jacksonville. Now, if I was going to Texas from North Carolina, I'd shoot across. Now, since here's where me and Richmond, DC area is here, why would you go to Jacksonville to go over if you're a truck driver with no load, empty, running on your own authority, no load in that trailer? You're dragging a 10, 15,000 pound trailer, say 20, 30, yeah. Probably a 20 because the truck's 20, ain't it? Anyway, it's 30,000 pounds empty. You're hauling, yeah. My goodness. It's been so darn long since I've seen one of my weight tickets. They put 40, okay, yeah, because you can go 80,000 pounds. 40 tons. There we go. See, it's been a long time. I have to figure it all back out. But you're hauling a 32,000 pound vehicle. You're roughly 32,000 pounds rolling to Texas empty. And you're paying for it out of your pocket. And if you have an accident, you ain't making no money to bring that in. And you're going straight to Jacksonville, then over to Texas on your own dime. Who's paying them, fellas? Now, God's army has gathered. They've taken a trip to Rome. We'll get to that later. St. Augustine, all of them. Trust me, I run Florida. I'd go to Florida, run Florida, come home. It's Roman. Anyway, God's army has gathered. They've traveled. Wasted a lot of money and time and effort and resources to go to Texas to protect the border of a land. Okay, let's get on. This is what I'm pondering on. It's taking longer because I'm having to explain it to y'all what I'm thinking, because many people don't think and many people can't think. Me, I just let it go.
This tonight.
Yeah, well, the group's calling themselves God's Army and says this whole convoy is part of a week-long protest against President Biden's border policies, where so far in the first quarter of 2024, more than 750,000 migrants have crossed the border illegally.
750,000 migrants in just this quarter. In just this quarter. Now, it's going to be a long one. Yeah, it's going to be a long one. 750,000 migrants in just this quarter. Now let's take, and instead of making the Bible fit the world, let's make the world fit the Bible, and we can even make the Bible fit the world the way y'all like to do it. Let's do this. We've done got the details. Let me write this down. Okay. God's army is going to protect a border, a land, a city. Now, yeah, okay, we're gonna get to that. Yeah, I ain't gonna say that yet. 750,000 of them in just first quarter or something, whatever they said, in a short amount of time, and roughly, quote, short amount of time, 6 to 8 months a year, I don't know, in a year. I don't know how far, I can't remember. So a big army has been raised. Now, a big army is raised to go fight for a land or a massive amount of people. How many people? I don't know. Let's just go see how many people. I'm unmuted, right? So I've been running my mouth for nothing. Let's go to the whole thing. Let's go to the whole thing. So God's army has been raised to go fight. Shall go to see the nation which are in the four quarters. Gog and Magog, gather them together. This is where, we're gonna get to all this. Okay, who's the number of them as the sand of the sea? 750,000, just a short amount of time. 750,000, just short. This is, and they're using this, but they're deceiving you with it, and they're surrounding the camp of the saints. Texas. It don't really take long to get up to, say, Grand Canyon. That's just east of Las Vegas. Huh. Wow. So, wow. That started clicking a little bit. Now, let's get back to it. So we've got God's army. It's going to fight for a land of an army. It's the size of the sand of the number of the sand of the sea. A large army, 750,000 people. That's a lot. That's almost 1 million people. Yeah, that's darn near. Now let's get back where I'm at. Present. Share screen. I can mute my side before I get started. Trucker convoy. Yeah, truck drivers ain't as dumb as y'all think we is.
So folks here tonight say they hope this convoy will help shed light on the ongoing situation at the border. What started in Virginia led to Jacksonville, Florida, and now the convoy's making their way here to Denham Springs. Folks we spoke with tonight say they came from different parts all over the country. Here's what one person from Nashville said was the reason they decided to get in their car and head down here.
When they said they were going to cut the wire down there and let them start crossing the border again, they need to close the borders. I grew up in Arizona, man. It was never a problem like that. This is crazy. Our country is being overtaken.
So federal agents are still being denied entry into Shelby Park, Texas.
Now you heard them. They come from all parts of the country. Remember Revelation 20, from the quarters of the earth. Well, earth is land. Earth is land. Wow, thank you, Lord. Wow, that just popped in my head. Earth is the land. Wow. Not the entire thing. Not the entire, quote, earth. Wow, Lord. That just blew my mind. Now, all over the country, from all four quarters of the earth. Wow.
Where Texas National Guard has ceased crazy country. Here's what one person from Nashville said was the reason convoys making their way illegally. So folks here tonight say they hope this convoy will help shed light on the ongoing situation at the border. What started in Virginia led to Jacksonville, Florida, and now the convoy's making their way here to Denham Springs. Folks we spoke with tonight say they came from different parts all over the country. Here's what one person from Nashville said was the reason they decided to get in their car and head down here.
When they said they were going to cut the wire down there and let them start crossing the border again, they need to close the borders. I grew up in Arizona, man. It was never a problem like that. This is crazy. Our country's being overtaken.
So federal agents are still being denied entry into Shelby Park, Texas, where Texas National Guard has seized control of the border. President Biden gave Texas officials a deadline to stand down, which Texas Governor Greg Abbott has said he refuses to do until the border is secured. Since then, legal action at the federal level has been under consideration, and so far, 25 state governors have come out in support of Texas, including Governor Jeff Landry. State Senator Valerie Hodges was out here earlier tonight. Here's what she had to say.
Honestly, I would love to see Governor Landry support Governor Abbott with the National Guard, with whatever resources that we can do, that we can help, because really all states in America have become a border state. We're all seeing this influx and being invaded. As Governor Abbott said, it is an invasion. I don't really know how it's going to play out. I just applaud Governor Abbott's courage and the other governors who stood with him. Hopefully it will make a difference. Hopefully this is a wake-up call for President Biden and for Congress to say,
I let it run a little long. Did you hear? It's an invasion. An invasion. Huh. An invasion. Let's see if we can make it match anything we've ever read in our lives. And when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Shall go out to deceive the nations, return to 4 quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, and gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. Now, there is an army being gathered from the 4 quarters of the earth. And the migrants, there are 750,000 of them. The migrants are from the 4 quarters of the earth. All right, now hold on, we ain't done yet. And they're going to encompass the camp of the saints about in the beloved city. The camp of the saints and the beloved city. Okay, I got you. That kind of makes more sense. All right, in this part, we know who has the power to send fire from heaven, right? We're going to get into that later. All right. So the big army is the whom is the number of the sand of the sea. And there's another, there's an army. There's a convoy. But we're going to get it all that. Hold on. Are they the same people or are they 2 different armies? Here comes 750,000 in just a short amount of time. Here's the number of the sand of the sea. All right? And they're coming from all over. Y'all watched the video this morning. You see they're from all over this world. All them, what you call them, IDs and passports and stuff. All right. They're encompassing a land. Earth is land, not the entire earth. Some people think it's a globe. It's not. It's a snow globe. There you go. You're half right. So we got a lot of Revelation 20 down to, well, at least here. Well, we're going to get to this. I think we're about right here in verse 9. I think we're in verse 9, but I think we're right here. I'm going to say it. I think we're right here. Lord, forgive me if I'm wrong, but that's just what I can kind of see. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe we'll figure it out by the time this Bible study is over with. All right, so we got an army protecting the land from an invasion from a massive amount of people. And that convoy is not too smart because they're using their own money and they're going Oh, yeah, you didn't see all that, did you? There you go. You know what I was reading. Anyway. Hey, let's go a little further. I was coming back to see if Satan had come back. Let's stop that one. Let's go back to that video. Let's go back to that video. I'm about to mute my side here in a minute. Jumper combo. All right. Now let me go here, here.
People are sick of it.
So after leaving here tomorrow morning, the convoy plans to make stops along border hotspots in places such as Eagle Pass, Texas, then Yuma, Arizona, and then over to San Ysidro, California. And convoy organizers tell me that they expect a larger group of folks to kind of jump in and join the ranks of this convoy once they reach certain parts of Texas and Arizona. Live in Denham Springs, Chris Rosado, WAFB 9 News.
Now, before we get off into this, I am from Texas, all right, and I am Republican, but I see some things that are going on here that just don't quite make sense. Like, is Governor Abbott really securing the border, or is this all a facade? Is this all a distraction? Okay, and if you're wondering what I'm talking about, Shelby Park is a 47-acre park in Eagle Pass. It's 47 acres, okay, the whole park. The Texas-Mexico border is 1,254 miles long. You can look this up, ladies and gentlemen. 1,254 miles long. Now, granted, there is an international airport there just across the border from Eagle Pass. And obviously, these immigrants, well, I mean, let's call it what it is, illegal immigrants. They're trying to change the name to make it more socially acceptable. So they're calling them migrants. They're being flown in. Somebody's paying for that. Their shoes are clean. These people that are coming over from the Middle East, from China, from Northern Africa, different parts of the country or different parts of the world over there, their shoes are clean. They don't look like they've been struggling. It doesn't look like they've been walking across the desert for the last 100 days. I mean, they're in pretty good shape. So they're probably being flown in. Now, here's another reason that I say I'm a little weary as to whether Abbott is really protecting the border. As you're going to see in other videos that I'm going to post at the end of this one, there's people that have posted videos and pictures of where the border is wide open, even in Texas. You can literally drive a half mile from that place there in Eagle Pass and see the gate wide open with a road going through it. I'm going to show y'all all of that at the end of this video right here. But here's the thing. No country can survive with open borders. It'll collapse a country. It just absolutely will decimate a country. Okay? That's why Poland's closed off their borders. All these.
This fellow's a Republican. I used to be Republican. Hardcore. And I've blew my mind first time I ever went through southern part of Texas. First time I ever saw, got on the CB. I was like, man, there's some idiot out there driving around the desert with his headlights off. So that's Border Patrol. That's Mexico right over yonder. It's like, wow. Got on up next day, well, we went on out. Even at nighttime, we had to pull off and park. And I saw it in daylight too, going by the border. I mean, it's right there. It's right there. Right. It blew my mind. First time I'd ever seen it. Let's it sounds like we're being invaded. But hold on, we're gonna get to even more stuff. Let me jump on up to I got 9:12. Let me jump up to the 9-minute 12-second mark. I'm gonna go ahead and mute my side. Been pie holing. Anyway, here we go.
Let's take a look at it and see what our thoughts are on that.
Let me show you some videos that might just calm your ass down and make you turn off the TV. Watch this. All right, so this is the wall, the fence that we put up, and they put up a secondary fence because they opened the gates. There's some armed guards with some pretty serious weaponry, pretty intimidating, right? Here's your razor wire in between the two bridges that are in the entrances into Mexico and also the entrance to Eagle Pass. There's some Hummers, some more guys, right? We're protecting, we're keeping them out. This is 0.5 miles from that area. 0.5 miles from where they set up their cameras. 0.5 miles from where they have all the people there. And it's right down the road. I left this long to show you just how short of a drive it is for us to get to a point where all that we just saw does not matter, and they're just getting you riled up against each other because it's election time. And right about here is where you're going to see it. What's that? Where are the armed guards? Where are the AR-15s? Where's the razor wire? Where's the gates? That's half a mile from where the media is blowing up that Texas versus the Fed.
That is Mexico. That commenter must have been a plant or he never been down there. That is Mexico. There's some Mexicans family. I ain't trying to be racist, but hey, it's close. It is right there. I don't know if it's the exact point where I saw, but it is right there. But no, or like I said, no armed guards. But this is Texas governor. I about called him Tank Abbott, Greg Abbott. Ha! Didn't know that's good. Well, no, I ain't gonna split him for nothing. He got 2 G's. He's an idiot. He got 3 G's in it. He's an idiot. I only need 2. Anyway, like I said, you saw it. Let me get back that and we'll see that other one. We'll listen to his commentary.
As they open the gates, there's some armed guards with some pretty serious weaponry, pretty intimidating, right? Here's your razor wire in between the two bridges that are in the entrances into Mexico and also the entrance to Eagle Pass. There's some Hummers, some more guys, right? We're protecting, we're keeping them out. This is 0.5 miles from that area. 0.5 miles from where they set up their cameras. 0.5 miles from where they have all the people there. And it's right down the road. I left this long to show you just how short of a drive it is for us to get to a point where all that we just saw does not matter, and they're just getting you riled up against each other because it's election time. And right about here is where you're going to see it. What's that? Where are the armed guards? Where are the AR-15s? Where's the razor wire? Where's the gates? That's half a mile from where the media is blowing up that Texas versus the Feds, that we're having this big battle. So that was one gate. That was the very first gate that I saw. We drove down a little bit more. There's one. It had a chain on it. So you keep driving down the road. You got Trump's wall doing its job. one has never even had a gate. So to me, it doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat, liberal, libertarian. It doesn't matter what you are, and you're posting about this Texas versus the feds, and we could have a civil war. I'm telling you right now, if a civil war breaks out, it's not because there's something good to fight over. It's because it's election time. It is because the news media is corrupt, and you need to turn the TV off.
There's National Guard there. Let's see what happens. Is he going to tell him to go back?
If you've watched the video at all this morning, we don't have to do no more than that. All right. Now let's get back on so we can finish up this Bible study. Let's okay, I got that. I'm going to go over here and look real quick. I got some timestamps over here. Should open another one. Okay, we saw 1040. Have we seen the 1040? Yeah, that's what we just saw. 1420-ish. All right, yeah, let's go to the 1420-ish. Let me go back and share that again. Oh, idiot. That's not it. For the present. Sure. Right there. Share. All right, we're going to jump to the 1420 mark. Mute my side.
Marks on that side, they said no mas, no more.
Here we have military helping migrants cross into the U.S. illegally. Chris, Kip. This is a public area. We're supposed to be here.
I didn't say you had to be.
This is how immigrants who are undocumented are coming in our country, guys. Just so you know, we are at the Texas border, Eagle Pass, as we're filming right now. There are a bunch of immigrants just crossing the borders, and our military is more than happy to help. This is unacceptable. A great example of what a yes man and following the orders can get a country. Exactly. And I bet that these two men don't even like this, but
Women and children as well.
yeah. Okay. Chris, let's talk.
Well, now, let me go check this other timestamp out. All right, yeah, I think this will be the last, and they're going to get on with the rest of this Bible study. And that was what, Mark? That was 18-ish. That's about right. Oh boy, that's funny to me. That is funny. Oh, here we go. It's at the 17-ish. 1720-ish. Here we go. I'll back it up a second or two. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, 45. Here we go. Yeah. We're going to look over this and we're going to get back on with the Bible study. Oh, I think I was right. Yep. It's pretty much right after that. Wow. That's 3 minutes. Wow. I got to go forward a lot now. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We're going to start right here. We're going to start right there. Let me mute my side. We're going to listen to that.
From all over the world: India, Peru, Guinea, India. We've got China, Greece, Ukraine. IDs from Africa. These are from Mexico, permanent resident in Mexico, but they dumped that. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Money from all over the world. We've got Ghana. IDs from Nepal. Perfect examples. Permanent resident. If you are coming over as you're bringing children over, and And the bottom line is, the reason this is breaking information from a contact in Border Patrol just sent me when they come to America. All of this money, currencies from all over the world over. And the information about the kid doesn't match your information. They'll dump those too. But the crazy thing is the money. Wads and wads and wads of money, currencies from all over the world. And the bottom line is, the reason they do this is because they know that they're going to get your money when they come to America. All of that was found in Jacumba, California. It's written in Chinese. And a couple things to note. It says where to go, 3 different locations. There's 3 different locations in Jacumba. They've got the addresses here. It tells them what to say. It tells them what to say to Border Patrol. If you go on the back, though, this is what really gets me. It actually has the organization that created this document right there. Al otro lado. The communist leftist illegal immigration organization out of San Diego, printing these documents in Chinese and getting them in to the hands of illegals as they're coming across our southern border, telling them what to say, telling them where to go. These organizations are traitors to our country. And this is the same organization we found evidence of them creating fake marriages so that they could create more immigration fraud. All of these organizations need to be prosecuted. They need to be defunded immediately and prosecuted. And of course, we can't forget about Sukhmandeep Singh, who we got in Lukeville, Arizona, who has a permanent resident card from Italy, from India, left, training them, aiding and abetting.
You know, like
from Alaska. Sorry, Sukhmandeep. You don't qualify. And it all goes back to the open borders left, training them, aiding and abetting. These guys are directly aiding and abetting.
now those videos
Bar Association. These guys are directly from El Otro Lado and the American Bar Association. These guys are right here, directly from El Otro Lado and the American Bar Association. These guys are directly from El Otro Lado and the American Bar Association. These guys are
the American Bar Association. You know who knows all about that? Republicans and the Democrats and the lawyers that, yeah. The entire government. I'm gonna jump back a second. Now, the convoy that left D.C. for some reason went to Jacksonville, Florida. I have no idea why. If they're driving big trucks, they're going to Jacksonville, Florida, empty. Come from all across the country. This big old mess of 750,000 plus in a short amount of time coming to this country, calling it an invasion. God's army. Apparently, there's some deception with the Republican governor, Greg Abbott. Really? And we see this U.S. military, and we apparently know the military because he knows we never told you couldn't be here. He knows, but they're not trying to hide it. U.S. military is helping illegal immigrants, and this is the people, the convoy that left D.C. is coming to help. And all these people come from all quarters of the earth are coming in and as an invasion. Then we got the army right here, and there's another army coming to help. The army right here, you know, the ones with the guns, with American flags on their shoulders. That army, that convoy is coming to help these fellas, while these fellas are helping these fellas. And they're helping these fellas coming to a land in the Bluff City, which maybe Sin City. It's just been coming to my mind here recently after this video. Now, we got a massive problem at the northern border. Sound like we're surrounded. Here's the timestamps. Governor Greg Abbott has given special recognition to the Masonic lodges across the state of Texas by designating 9/13/22. 3 and 9 is 12. That's the one. That's 22. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Wow, do the math there. 13 and 9. 9 and 3 is 12. Carry 1. That makes that a 2. Well, 1 and 1 is 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. That's a little sick. 2, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Anyway, there's a lot of 2, 2, 2, 2, 2s. Greg Abbott Freemason. Well, I bet doggone. Freemasonry is the synagogue of Satan. Freemasonry is Satan worship. Ah, crap. Good, I get to show it again. Present. Window. Share. Okay. We saw the U.S. Army fellers helping the illegal fellers. We got a massive border at the northern crossing. Yeah. Yeah. Get this lecture, you'll understand it a lot better than I just going to try to explain it. Governor Greg Abbott. Let's get down to that 2 2s. Yeah. Governor Greg Abbott has given special recognition to Masonic lodges across the state of Texas by designating 9 plus 13 is 22 plus 2022, which is a bunch of 2s. That's the 2 2 thing. I mean, sometimes when I start, it will not stop until it cranks or it just stops starting. Freemasonry. What does Freemasonry and Greg Abbott have to do other than a bunch of 2s? Freemasonry is the ultimate worship of Satan. And there's every town in America has a satanic temple, and I've been wanting to take pictures of mine, but not mine, but ours, theirs. I don't know how to say it. It's my town. Freemasonry and devil worship. So, if we go back and start studying Revelation 20, oh, I could have saved that one. Okay. We got God's army going to help the U.S. military at the border of a land, while the U.S. military is helping people, 750,000 in a short amount of time, come from all quarters of the earth, while this army in America, God's army, has come from all quarters of the country. It's an invasion. They say it's a convoy of truckers. No trucker in his right mind would run empty on his own dime to Jacksonville and over Texas. They'd run through North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, drop down. They'd run diagonal. They would not run south and across. And if they're meeting people in Texas, why the crap did you go to Jacksonville, Florida, on your own dime in a 32,000-pound vehicle? That's at a regular truck. Some of these owner ops, they got a little bit bigger trucks. Some of them's got bathrooms and showers and kitchens and apartments on the back end things. I wouldn't go unless I had one of them. So God's army is going to help the U.S. military, which is helping the 750,000 cross the land into where the beloved city is. Yeah, I'm saying it. We're in Revelation 20, verse 9. We're waiting on that fire from heaven. Let's go look at it. Right there. Right there. Satan was loosed. We know we're past this. We know we are these people. We are not part of the first resurrection because we're dead. How can we be part of the first resurrection if we're dead for 1,000 years? Okay. Satan's loosed. He's gathered his army for I'm guessing past 1,000 years. I might be wrong on that. I don't know. But is it going to take 75 years? It's like in my thinking. Is it going to take 75 years for this much of it to come to an end? Does that mean we got 75 years of torment right here? I say the blue part is all we're lacking. Well, other than this down here. In this verse. Yes. I'm going to say it, Lord. If I'm wrong, please correct me. That part has been complete. Oh, well, it's being complete. Let's say it that way. Thank you. Hey, thank you. Yeah, no. It's being accomplished at this moment. It's being accomplished at this moment. So, Area 51 is the tomb of Jesus Christ. Skull Mountain, Nevada, with the crack through the middle, and that one, did I share that one? Was a mirror that one? There's like a blood city or something. I think I put that in that playlist. In between Skull Mountain, Nevada, and its military, some kind of blood city they named it. I'd love to discuss this and throw rocks with each other. Not rock, you know, this is throw ideas off each other. Ideas are rocks. But let's bat it around. I was watching that trucker video this morning, and I was hearing that stuff. I started taking notes. I had to back it up. Like, wait a minute. What did he just say? Yeah. Hey, that's the way I see the world, and I'm making the world fit the Bible. And see, you can make the Bible fit the world. Where can we place the Bible in the world? Revelation 20. Where can we place the world if we want to line it up with the Bible? Revelation 20, verse 9. Right after the semicolon. Is that the semicolon or is it the colon? I don't know which one is which. The two dots. And no, I'm not making Masonic hand signal. That's just the way an arthritic cut up hand works, you know. Think what you want, take it out of context. I don't care. Let's talk. God bless.